You think you're keeping the peace by staying quiet, but you're actually at war with yourself. Every time you shrink to make someone else feel comfortable, or you stay small because the next thing would be too risky, you're not just losing time or losing face, you're actually draining your personal power and physical energy. Today, we're peeling back the mask on why we're so afraid of change and how that fear is literally weighing you down. It's time to stop surviving life and to start trusting your path as an adventure that it is. Keeping the peace externally often means you are creating more chaos internally and you're losing it internally. If you have the habit of doing that, that is where it's also causing that leakage of energy, your own vitality, when you're trying to keep the peace, holding it down. For what? Keeping the peace, playing it as if it's an honorable, noble thing, does not help anyone. Here's the other thing. Keeping ourselves small is a safety trap. It's because our brains crave the familiar, even when the familiar is making us miserable. You have to think, is this really safety, or is it because I'm comfortable with the familiarity? I.e., that famous saying that has been gone around for, especially for narcissist empath relationship, normal feels boring because you're so used to chaos, right? The familiar is chaos. And so you think you're being more safe when you're keeping the peace, when actually if something is not okay with you and you're not standing up for it because you would rather choose to play small, that is leaking of your energy. That is the invisible tax that you're paying while staying small. You're losing your vitality. You are cranking up your cortisol. It's not good. With all of that, now we have the opportunity to rebuild our self-trust. There is a reason why they say once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so now hopefully me sharing all of the ways that you keep yourself safe, the ways that you keep yourself small is actually hurting you more than it's benefiting you. Once you see all that, now we can rebuild our self-trust. Now we can alchemize. And that path to alchemy really is seeing how you can stop seeing change as an enemy and start seeing as alchemy that can transform your life over and over and over. Alchemy is changing something into another. It is transformation. Here's the other thing. When you're rebuilding self-trust, the small wins lead you to much more personal power. Self-trust really starts with any tiny, non-negotiable promises that you keep with yourself. Whether it's, let me drink some water. Hold, please. I need a refill. Whether it's keeping the promise to yourself with just getting daily movement, taking a walk outside, going to the gym, lifting weights, making sure that you don't cancel on friend dates if you find yourself more isolated, because we're in this realm of keeping ourselves small and safe, right? And being able to go out there and meet new people, put yourself out there. I'm not saying you have to do it every single day. You can do this once a month. Actually, us women, we have appropriate times in our cycle to do such things. If you want to learn more about that, I have so many videos. I'll link it down below. So we are rebuilding that self-trust muscle. It is putting the reps in, keeping those promises to yourself. It is being aware of where you're staying comfortable and doing something else instead. Thinking about something else instead. Having a different thought instead. Actually, might I challenge you to challenge your thoughts? See if any thought is familiar and then challenge it with changing it as something different. Because we are way more malleable than we think we are. It's something that I just recently read in this book. Let me get it actually. This is the groove theory of habits in the inner game of tennis. It's like digging yourself out of a trench, but there's a natural and more childlike method. A child doesn't dig its way out of old grooves. He simply starts new ones. The groove may be there, but you're not in it unless you put yourself there. If you think you're controlled by a bad habit, then you will feel you have to try to break it. A child doesn't have to break the habit of crawling because it doesn't think it has a habit. It simply leaves crawling as it finds walking an easier way to get around. Habits are statements about the past, and the past is gone. There may be a deep groove in your nervous system, which will take your forehand off. This is tennis terminology, but the whole point of this is small wins equal big power. So make those promises to yourself. Don't focus on not doing a bad habit. Rather, see it, alchemize it, change it into something else that you prefer instead. With that, let's reframe I'm lost, because in the realm of change, when you're going for change, when you're going for coming out of smallness into bigness, coming out of hidden into seen, what will come will be the I don't know voice, the I'm lost voice. Like, I don't know, I'm lost. But like, there's beauty in the adventure, right? Having this adventure mindset, knowing that the unknown is just all for you to explore. And so next time you hear yourself saying, I don't know, I'm lost, but like, I'm exploring, I'm discovering. I have the right and the fun to discover and explore and have the adventure that is my life. If we knew every single thing that was going to come up for us in life, it'll be boring. It will be boring. There would be not a zest in life. There's not going to be a surprise and delight moments in life, because you really want to know every single thing and you're uncomfortable being with the unknown. I know in smallness, when you're playing small, when you are not trusting of yourself, it's easy to want to know everything and to be in control. Just know that that's fear. And you can befriend your fear as well. You can take that fear, look at it and say, hey, I know you're scared, but let's go have an adventure. Let's go. Let's go have a good time. And the most beautiful thing about an adventure too is, and the unknown, is that you get to see how you could befriend yourself. What do I mean by that? That means when things get messy, which they will, things will get messy, but you will find out how you will react to those things and who you will be out of those things. Everything here is for growth and expansion. That is why you are here. Okay? That is why change is here. Change is always inevitable, but where we get stuck, where we stay small, is that we have this illusion that we're going to be safe in thinking that we know everything. And I get it. There's some things that happen that made you believe that the world isn't safe, that you can't trust yourself to be out there in the world. And this is where discernment comes in. You have gained the wisdom, and now you can't unsee it. You can't unsee all the wisdom that you've gained. You will detect anything that you need to protect yourself from. You will detect that from miles away. And the crazy thing is that what does make you feel safe is knowing yourself. Fully, truly, honestly knowing yourself. Falling in love with the shadow sides of you, the ugly parts of you, what you deemed ugly, wrong, embarrassing, humiliating, those parts of you. When you can have reverence for that, you can have reverence to see how you are when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're moody. Have that deep love, self-trust in yourself in that. That is what provides safety. Not anything external and waiting for everything external out here to look a certain way, for circumstances to look a certain way. That is not what safety is, okay? That is why we feel unsafe, because you are putting all of your vitality and energy out here, keeping the peace, making yourself small and hidden. That does not do anything. If anything, that stresses you out. That leaks your energy. You have to take inventory on how you spend your time, energy, and focus and attention. That is where your energy is pouring into. If you're spending time, energy, and attention and focus into external things, that is where you can see and make a choice and play with if that serves you or not. And be truth. We talked a lot about everything. And if you are afraid of change, know that change can be a great thing. Change is the adventure that is your life. and you get to create it. You get to change your mindset on anything, but you get to see it through your own lens. And that's the beautiful part. That's the part that you're going to impart beauty and wisdom into the world. But you can't do that if you keep feeling like your smallness is for the greater good. It's not. I'm going to tell you that. It's not for the greater good. You're like, I want to be a good person. I want to be a great human of society. Well, then stop playing small. Stop hiding behind distractions. Stop thinking that you don't know, because you really do. You really do. And trust me, I've been there. I've spent years in safety, right? I've spent years in it, but I don't feel as powerful then as I do now, risking every single day, having the adventure that is my life. But I also understand that there are times when you're in this exploration phase, you conceptually understand and know that this isn't forever. You conceptually understand and know that you are playing small. That is the beautiful thing. You seeing that access point. The other thing now for you to do is giving yourself the opportunity to explore, giving yourself the opportunity to play in areas where you haven't really allowed yourself to play in before, making new promises to yourself. It could look in any single way you want. But if you are still lost and you're feeling like you need a little bit more clarity, I've made something for you. It's called the Spark Vitality Audit. It is to help you discover what's blocking your strength, fat loss, and energy. We all lose ourselves sometimes. We all play small sometimes. And don't you want to give yourself the opportunity to reclaim your power, reclaim your energy, reclaim your spark? If that interests you, take the audit down below in the description box. You'll have so much more clarity on what's going on, and you will have actionable steps to help you reclaim that spark. If you have any further questions, anything, inklings, like discussions you would like to have with me, please leave them in the comments. Also, I just want to thank you so much for your time and attention. I know that you could be watching any other video, but you clicked on mine. And so I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and know that your spark matters. Spark stands for strength, power, alchemy, radiance, and kinship. It does matter, because you are here for a reason. You are a gift to this world, and my job is for you to see it and to know it and to own it. If you feel lost, when you do feel lost, because time and time again, we will feel lost a little bit and then we'll come back. Okay, each time we'll come back more wise, more elevated, and more expansive. Till next time, have a beautiful rest of your day.